and I am coming to you live with the topic of I really like working out. That's not the problem, it's the food. How can you still lose weight without starving yourself when you work your butt off in the gym, but it's always the food? It always seems to come down to the food. So I'm gonna give you 3 ways that you can lose weight even if you love food. So number 1 is mindset. So I just kind of want to go over this again because a lot of it is mindset. A lot of times it's not necessarily the food. So you want to make sure that you know where your head is at when you are making these choices. So you want to be the 4 ways to really kind of get in and figure out what that is for your mindset is 1, you want to become aware of your habits. So when are you making these choices? What are you feeling? What are you doing? Become aware of when you are kind of sabotaging yourself with food. 2, you want to think about why are you doing it? Are you eating because you're hungry? Are you eating because you're stressed? Are you eating because you want to relax, or it's been a long day and that's just how you reward yourself? You want to become aware of the positive reasons that you are turning to food when you know your ultimate goal is to lose weight. So then after you figure out that, number 3, you want to figure out your faulty thinking, become aware of that. So you know every single time you turn towards food and you know that is the reason why you are not hitting your ultimate goal, you want to just bring an acknowledgement to how you actually feel. Do you feel guilty? Do you feel shame? Do you feel unconfident? What do you feel when you're making these poor decisions, when you know you have an ultimate goal and every time you make these decisions, you actually come a little bit further away from your goal? And lastly, how you kind of fix that with the mindset is then you want to listen to something positive. You want to change and rewire your subconscious thinking. So listening to positive messages, speeches, anything like that, and then action. So just taking some kind of action, whether it's cleaning or working out or whatever you need to do to kind of interrupt your thought process. Okay. So 1 is mindset. Number 2 is this is simple and it's said a lot, but honestly, calories are not calories. Healthy food will help you stay full. So when you're snacking or if you're eating on the go, if you're reaching for processed foods, it is going to be very hard to lose weight. And here's a couple reasons why. 1, whole foods are going to come with water and fiber, which naturally fill you up. You can't eat as much. Number 2, when you eat processed foods over whole foods, you're going to have more cravings. So processed foods tend to have really unhealthy, unnatural combinations that make you addicted to them so that you crave them more. So like combinations like a lot of sugar with a lot of fat, those 2 things together cause cravings. Things like sugar and salt cause cravings. So if you're eating processed foods, that is going to cause you to have more cravings and you're going to be able to eat more because it won't be as filling. So number 2, stick to whole foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, stuff like that instead of processed stuff, and it will make your life so much easier, guys. Hey guys, I can see who's kind of checking in. I have my phone in front of my laptop so that I can, again, have 2 different conversations going on at once. Okay, and number 3, this one I haven't talked about in a while. This one is my strategy that I use that keeps me from overeating and sabotaging my goals. It's called automated eating, guys. So basically what it is that you already kind of know what you're going to be eating every day. You don't have a lot of surprises. I know a lot of you out there are like, but I like to eat different things all the time. You can kind of tweak it to make it work for you guys. So I'll give you an example of what I do for my automated eating. Number 1, I always have like a smoothie for breakfast. The reason I do that is because I can get all my supplements in for my balancing of my hormones. I get my fruit in there. So that's super easy. It takes me 2 seconds. Number 2, for lunch, I always have some sort of salad. Again, 3 cups of leafy greens. I don't have to think about it. I make some quick lean protein, put it on top. Those are my 2 go-tos. A lot of times breakfast and lunch, you guys are all by yourselves. If you have family, dinner's gonna be a little bit different. So dinner, that might be where you pre-plan things, you buy certain amount of ingredients and then you reuse them. So for me, if I don't wanna make a new meal every single night, or if you're single and you don't want to be in the kitchen every single night and using all these ingredients, this is a great time to meal prep. So maybe on Sunday, you meal prep for half the week, and that kind of automates your eating. If you're having a smoothie for breakfast, lunch is always a salad, and then dinner, you prepared like earlier in the week, that's automated eating. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of times it's figure out how you can reuse some of those ingredients is also a really great way to automate that, so that, okay, maybe this week your extra ingredient is gonna be sweet potatoes and you eat sweet potatoes at a bunch of your meals, or maybe it's quinoa and you eat that at a bunch of your meals. Make it simple, make it so you don't have to think too much. And another thing is when you have snacks, then have some automated thought of snacks, whether it's nuts or some fruit or something. You just want to make it as easy as possible throughout the day, so you are not thinking about, okay, what am I going to eat? Or if you come home and you're starving, you already know what you're going to eat. You don't have to, you have less risk of self-sabotaging yourself if it's already pre-planned. Another great way to automate that is if you use the PayPal. If you use MyFitnessPal, this is a great way. This is a tip I tell some of my clients, is pre-put in what you're gonna eat for the day. It lets you see how many calories you're gonna eat, and it kind of gives you that little motivation, like, hey, if I just eat whatever's on here already, I'm gonna come within my calories. All right, guys? So those are the 3 main ways that you can still lose weight when you love food and you still like to work out and it's always the food. So figure out that mindset. Eat whole foods that are gonna help fill you up and stop cravings. And number 3, automate what you're eating. Make life easier. Don't reinvent the wheel. And that is the best way to set yourself up for some healthy habits and weight loss. All right, guys? I'm gonna add a link in here. If you need help with motivation and weight loss, I have an awesome free checklist. It's completely free. It'll help get you on your way to losing weight and getting excited. And I will leave the link below in the comments. And if you have any questions, ask me. Join the group, the Ultimate Female Weight Loss and Lifestyle Formula VIP Lounge. If you're not in it, go ahead and join it, where you can get extra motivation and support and accountability from me and a bunch of like-minded women. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you next Tuesday.